You are listening to the Atlanta Real Estate Forum radio show, all about real estate edition, shining a light on the movers and shakers in the real estate industry, the home builders, developers, realtors, and suppliers making it all happen. And now, here are today's hosts.
Good morning and welcome back to the All About Real Estate edition. I am your host, Todd Schnick, joined by my co-host and friend, Carol Morgan. Before we kick things off, we do want to thank New American Funding for being our 2020 show sponsor, now our 10th year on the air. It has been great having them as our 2020 partner, but we are looking forward to the coming year. Good morning, Carol, return guest to the show. I always love what this lady has to say. She's always doing something pretty interesting, and I love her organization. It's going to be a great conversation.
Yeah, it sounds like she has fun plans already and some goals for 2021. So hopefully we'll have time to ask her about those. But a big welcome back to Lisa Simmons. She's the president and co-founder of Beacon Management Services. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you and Todd virtually. But the last time I saw you, we were in a studio together.
And hopefully
it's good to see you now.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back in a studio at some point in 2021. We'll just have to see.
We'll see. I'm not optimistic yet, but we'll see what happens. The last time we were going to chat with you, Lisa, you were about to scale Mount Kilimanjaro, if I recall correctly. So it's good to see you back on the flat Earth. So welcome to the show. It's always good to see you. Happy holidays to you.
You too.
Before we kick things off about Beacon, take a quick second, remind the audience a bit about you and your background.
Yeah, I've been in real estate for longer than I care to admit, and I'm not going to tell you the number of years, but it's been a long time, and I love real estate. I've been in Atlanta for a number of years, and so I started, basically with Cousins Properties, which is a large commercial real estate development company headquartered here, and worked on a number of fantastic properties, commercial properties for the most part, but also some retail at North Point and throughout Metro Atlanta, including the Avenue properties, Bank of America Plaza, and so on. And then I don't know, right around 2003, I wanted to get my sales license and really get involved in actual sales. So I did that. I worked for Beazer Homes for a little over 5 years on Atlantic Station and some other really cool developments. And I love the business until the big recession. So had to rethink some sales careers there. And I moved into management. And I co-founded Beacon in 2011. Is that right? Yes, 2011. So it's been a wild ride.
I bet.
Yeah. So you're approaching your 10th year anniversary. Isn't that exciting?
I cannot believe it. But it's really flown by.
Absolutely. And this year has flown by. So it's been kind of crazy.
It really has. Really has.
For our listeners who aren't familiar with Beacon Management Services, tell us some more about who you are and what you do.
We're the short answer is we're a property management company specializing in community associations. So that would be commonly referred to as homeowner associations, but it envelops a lot of different kinds of properties. So, your typical HOA, we manage a number of those. We also have a large declarant controlled portfolio where we work directly with builders and developers, right out of the ground and through when they turn over to the homeowner board. We also have a large portfolio of condominium associations, high-rise condos, and primarily in Midtown and Buckhead. And then we have a smattering of commercial properties and mixed-use developments as well. So it's a real diverse portfolio.
Yeah. I recall that I myself live in a high rise, and I must say that the company that does that work for our building does amazing work, and what a difference it makes when that company is on top of things and do their job well. It really changes your entire experience in your building. So kudos to you for your important work.
People don't realize how much work is involved in managing any property, but especially a high-rise building. It's very, it can be complicated, and the budget certainly can be. a lot of work. But we've got a fantastic condominium division led by a person who really has been in the industry for a number of years and really he comes from Miami and South Beach, so he's been in the high-rise business for years.
Yeah. So do you work in a very specific part of town, or do you work all over Metro?
I would say that we drive all over the place. We're in every major county through Metro Atlanta, and we work from the urban core to the suburbs because that's where a lot of our builder developer clients are. They're building in Brazelton and Noonan and Peachtree City and Forsyth County. So we're going where the business is, and we're literally all over Metro Atlanta.
Yep.
I mean, I can remember when Hoshton used to be way out there, but now Hoshton has a lot of new development. So we go where the business is, and that takes us far afield.
Well, give us some examples of what types of clients you've worked for. You've mentioned a few of them, but can you give us some more specifics?
Yeah, we're really pleased to be working with Century Communities. We became their preferred management vendor this year in 2020, and so we've taken on a number of their new communities, and they're really fantastic. And that's a fantastic organization. We love working with them, but we also work with a number of other builders, Lennar, D.R. Horton, Jim Jacoby, and Walton Global. I was just drawing a blank there. They're primarily an asset management company, a large investor. So we have experience with the large national developers as well as some of the smaller, more custom builders as well. And with my background in sales and marketing for Beazer Homes, it's an especially sweet, reminder of where I came from and how much I really love that business. So anyway, we've just generally gotten more and more builder business as the years have gone by, and now we have quite a large portfolio of new homes and new home construction. But in addition to that, I also wanted to mention that we're working with Culture Land too at Twin Lakes, which is this huge master plan development up in Hoshton. So I have Hoshton on the brain right now, but that's going to be an age-restricted community with, several thousand homes. So they've broken ground and have just really knocked it out of the park with that community and that age-restricted audience and demographic that they work towards. So anyway, we're busy with new construction. We're busy with condo development. There's a lot of that taking place in Midtown, especially, and our mixed-use developments too, which are popping up everywhere. So we've got a number of clients. Right now, we're managing over 35,000 units. We were listed by the Atlanta Business Chronicle as one of the top 10 management companies for the 5th straight year. So we're really proud of the growth, but it's been organized and controlled growth. It's not growth for growth's sake. We want to do an excellent job for all of our customers and for our clients. And so we just don't take any property unless we know we can do an exceptional job there.
Well, congratulations on that growth and that ranking and the veritable who's who list of clients. It's impressive. Thinking about developers specifically, talk about how your engagement works. What's that process like, and what are some of the things that you're doing to assist them?
Well, builders have their own unique set of challenges and issues, and they want to focus on building and selling homes. That's what their focus is. It's and I'm not saying that the management piece of it isn't important, because it's critically important, but their primary focus is to sell homes. And I understand that because I worked on site for, like I said, about 5 years. So when we get to a community, one of our first goals is to engage with the salespeople, because they're our eyes and our ears, and they're the people on the ground who hear about things in the community when we're not there. So we have a special program for the sales agents to help them understand how the HOA works, with a primer on how they can read covenants, although most of them reach out to us when they come up with they come up with a question or they have issues regarding the covenants, because that's not necessarily their sweet spot. So we like to make friends with the on-site sales team and the on-site construction team so that we become a partner with them. We're a partner. There's a partnership between Beacon and with the builder. And that has really made all the difference, because it's not us versus them or them versus us. It's got to be a partnership in order for it to work. And a lot of other things go into our management style with new construction, budget development, of course, before the building even commences. We do a number of pre-construction budgets that help them forecast, cash flow and sales. We do a number of consulting kind of roles with developers about development issues. And the co-founder of Beacon Management, Steve Weibel, has 30 plus years in development and construction. So he's worked with a number of different development issues through his entire career in California and Georgia. So we're very adept and very knowledgeable about working with builders on site and all the development issues that come up during the process. And of course, the homeowners. You've got communities that are under construction, they're noisy, they're a little bit dirty sometimes. So you've got people who are living there that want to be heard. They want to be heard about their concerns. So we're dealing with homeowners as they join the neighborhood and move into the neighborhood. And we do a special welcome letter for everybody that moves in. So we try to keep the homeowners happy, the builders happy, the sales agents happy. And it's not always easy, but that's our program in a nutshell. We're very hands-on. Very
yeah.
good.
Well, and I know that you're known for being problem solvers. So, which is why so many of your clients, love you, is they know that you're going to handle it soup to nuts and they're not going to have to worry about all those details. But give us some examples of why a potential customer might call you. What would they be looking for? What are they looking for you to solve?
I think that, in most situations, board of directors who sit on an association have jobs and have lives, and this is a volunteer situation, and they need someone to do the heavy lifting. I'm not saying that very well, but they need someone to do the heavy lifting. And so often we hear about board members who are doing all of the work. They're doing the budget planning, they're doing the meeting minutes, they're scheduling the board meetings. They're handling homeowner concerns and complaints. Well, that's what the management company should be doing. The management company, the manager, should be doing all those things for the boards. So our first priority is to take all that heavy lifting off of those volunteers and let us assume responsibility in a leadership position where we are handling those things. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits for choosing Beacon. And I know personally, because I've managed a lot of property, I know how much work it really is, how many phone calls and emails you get, but you've got to pay attention to every single one of them. We have a tracking method to do so, and so that everyone's calls and emails are getting answered in a timely manner. We have a full customer service division within our office. They do nothing but answer calls and emails all day long. And then, of course, we've got assistant managers and then, fully licensed managers. So it's all hands on deck. And especially during busy seasons like pool season, that's when people really want to make sure that their management company is listening to them. So I think that's one of the main drivers of our success, is that we really do the heavy lifting for the boards. We do, and we also operate outside of the contract and outside of the scope many times, because that's what it takes. We get the job done. And I'm not happy unless the job is done. Yeah, that's just my mantra.
Ready to take the next step in becoming a homeowner? New American Funding can make it happen. New American Funding is a nationally recognized direct lender for residential home loans. Real estate agents and builders love New American Funding because of their in-house processing, 14 business day close guarantee, and the servicing of their loans. They will work tirelessly to help you achieve home ownership, backed by thousands of 5-star reviews from their customers and with convenient branch locations. More and more residents trust them to close their loans on time. Call New American Funding at 678-898-3540 to start your home buying journey today.
You know, the new year is right around the corner, and 2020 has been, shall we say, an odd year. It's been, so looking ahead to the new year, has COVID evolved at all in how you do your job? I mean, are there other trends that we should be kind of aware of? Any other changes in the work that you do or in the industry that that you think we should be paying attention to?
Well, needless to say, COVID was a game changer earlier in 2020, and it hit us like a ton of bricks. And it was, that first, second, and third quarter have been a blur because we have so many staff members who work in buildings and on site in developments that our first priority is to keep them safe and to set up the protocols necessary to keep them safe and healthy, and the residents safe and healthy as well. So there was this whole movement, and we mobilized like Patton in World War II. We just all hands on deck. What are we going to do? How are we going to outfit these people? What are the protocols? So that has definitely been a game changer, and I think we did a good job. Given the circumstances, our employees all remained healthy. And so we reopened our office back in the summertime. A lot of people are still shut down. They're not working in an office, but we have all of our employees back in the office. We have masks and people are socially distancing, but we feel like it's really important that we come back together in the office, and because there's so much interaction between management and with customer service and senior management and so on. So that definitely changed 2020, but we're prepared, I think, better than ever to deal with emergencies of all kinds, including a pandemic. And as far as other trends go, yeah, there are definitely trends in Atlanta that I think because of COVID, the mass migration is what I'm calling it. People are moving because they don't necessarily have to go back to an office, or they don't have to, they don't have to commute in Atlanta traffic if they don't want to, if their company is allowing them to stay at home and work. So we've seen just this migration of people moving from the city to the suburbs, and vice versa. People who don't want to live in the suburbs in the big house anymore moving in town. And it just seems to be all over the place. I mean, real estate sales have been gangbusters this year despite COVID. So it's been an interesting perspective to see how Atlanta is changing. And I don't think we'll fully realize the impact of that until 2021, and how everybody's moved around, and people have moved out of the state and out of Atlanta completely. They've moved to the beach. They've moved to their second home in the mountains or whatever. So that's been a big change. And then, of course, the building that's been going on in Atlanta, it's been over the top, and it's still going on. And I don't really foresee that slowing down in 2021. We've got builders who are building further and further out, and they're doing great. Mortgage rate interests are still very low. You can still get a loan, buy a house. So that's all good news. So I'm really hopeful that the real estate market continues on this upward trajectory and continue because it's been so healthy, I think, to see people buy homes and move into their new homes and just have some normalcy about 2020.
Yeah, I'll say cheers to the real estate market continuing to be successful.
Yeah. And you remember, Carol, the recession from 2007, 8, 9, 11. I mean, we were greatly affected by the recession because real estate, it was the first to hit real estate, and then it trickled from there. Well, now hospitality's been hurt, hospitality, hotels, restaurants, etc. And real estate has seemed to, withstand the recession. So I'm really grateful for that. But I feel terrible for a lot of friends and people that I know in the industry that have been decimated because they're in hospitality, and there's just no jobs there to speak of.
Scary, and it's sad for sure.
Yeah,
we have certainly been blessed in this industry. So
we have, and because of Atlanta's diversified economy, that's really fueled the sales and the home building. It's the availability of land that's becoming the problem, because
it's the biggest challenge in the industry. Yeah,
it is. It's the availability of land.
Well, it's land and it's lots, because even if the land is there in Atlanta, from the time you even think about buying the land, you're 18 months from putting a developed lot on the ground.
Right.
So yeah, that's a little scary. We're actually seeing builders start to run out of lots. So I think 2021 is going to have its own different sets of challenges due to lack of lots.
Yeah, that's probably next.
But we'll see. Well, what are you? I guess I'm just curious. What are you excited about for 2021? And I know, maybe your excitement's on a personal note. I know you shared with us before the show, what you were planning for next year. So
yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to having this year over with, and 2020 impacted me personally because I had planned to go on another major hike in Europe and to Mount Elbrus, but that was canceled in 2020. So I've rescheduled it for 2021 with the same guide that I was planning to use out of Vail, Colorado. Elbrus is the tallest mountain in Europe. It's on the border of Russia and Europe near the Black Sea. And it's one of the 7 summits. The 7 summits are the 7 tallest mountains on every continent in the world. And if you hike every single one of them, you're in a very unique club. So I hiked Kilimanjaro. I summited Kilimanjaro a year and a half ago. And then so my goal is to summit Elbrus, which will be, another summit, and then to keep hiking. So it would be very cool if I could do all 7, but I'm going to take them one at a time because they each have their own very unique and different challenges that I'm training for right now. I've been in training for about 3 months, started back in the summer. So I'll be ready to go in July for this big trip. It's going to take 12 days to get to the summit, and it's in perpetual snow. So this will be a very different experience than Kilimanjaro.
Well, fingers crossed that COVID allows you to go and do your
Thanks. I hope so too. I really do.
What an exciting adventure that will be. And if you join that club of 7, that will be not many people have done that. That'll be an exciting accomplishment. Well, Lisa, before we let you go, should anyone need to connect with you and learn more about Beacon Management Services, where do they go?
We're on the internet, of course. beaconmanagementservices.com is our website. And then we have a Facebook page and social media and LinkedIn and so on. And you can Google us that way. You can also call our number at 404-907-2112 and reach out by phone. And my contact information is on the website, as well as a lot of our other senior management staff people. So we'd be glad to talk to anyone that wants to chat with us about managing their community.
All right. Lisa Simmons, president and co-founder of Beacon Management Services. Lisa, it was great to have you. Thanks again for stopping by and joining us. Good luck in the coming year and happy holidays to you.
And same to you as well. Thank you. Thank you, Carol.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That wraps this week's All About Real Estate edition. On behalf of our show sponsor, New American Funding, my co-host, Carol Morgan, I am Todd Schnick. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you for tuning in and listening, and we'll look forward to seeing you again right here tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio is made possible by Denim Marketing, the publisher of Atlanta Real Estate Forum, Atlanta's favorite source for real estate and home building news. Denim Marketing is a comfortable fit, like your favorite pair of jeans. Denim Marketing tailors marketing strategies to meet your specific needs and niche. Try them on for size. They will work to create a perfect fit for your company's marketing program. Call them at 770-383-3360 or send an email to info@denimmarketing.com. For more information on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio or to inquire about being a guest, contact info@atlantarealestateforum.com. Check out the radio show by visiting atlantarealestateforum.com or by listening to the show on your favorite podcast app. And if you enjoyed today's broadcast, we'd sure appreciate a rating and review on iTunes. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next time on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio.